Hello, viewers. Good evening and welcome to our today's webinar series. I'm glad to be your host again. My name is Engineer Mercy Austin, a desktop engineer and a digital skill coach. And then my purpose is simple to put you on the right tracks on in-demand skill that pays and also make you earn remotely from home. So if you're new to our channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Share it to your friends and loved ones. All right. So today's webinar series says the art of niching down, stop competing and start earning. The art of niching down, stop competing and start earning. Okay, now I want to ask, how many of you have ever felt like you're shouting in a crowded marketplace, doing all the work but not getting noticed? If you've ever felt that way, yeah, you are actually in the right webinar to get the right information. I remembered when I started freelancing, I tried to do everything from telemarketing to cold calling and virtual assistants to lead generation, and then I became exhausted. Okay, so what happened was that I finally discovered my niche and I decided to stay on customer support even when I had to go for advanced skills like cyber security and desktop engineering. What is niching down? Instead of being a generalist, you focus on a specific audience and solve a problem. So niching down is actually what? Solving a problem on a particular field you are good at. Imagine a doctor who earns more, the general doctor or the heart surgeon. So if you go to the hospital, you will not have a doctor that is a generalist. The ones that are generalists are usually referring patients to the specialist. So you cannot be a generalist doctor, but you have to be what? A specialist, so that people can identify you by your skill and expertise and always come to you while you create value and impact and also earn. So if someone looks at your profile today, or if someone looks at your business today, will they immediately know who or what problem you're solving? Ask yourself that question, and I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. The mistake most people actually try to serve everyone without serving no one. So if you're new to freelancing and because of the drive you have for money, you're conscious of making money, your interest is I just need money, and then you want to start serving everybody, you'll discover that you're actually serving no one, you're busy, but you're not working. Now, number two is what? Too much of competition when you stay broad. When you stay broad, you have a lot of competition because you will hear virtual assistant this way, you rush to. You hear data entry this way, you rush to go and do it. Customer service this way, you rush to go and do it. Customer support, at some point you get exhausted because the truth is you must discover your niche, tailor down so that you can focus on that particular niche instead of being what? Struggling in the competitive market. For example, a virtual assistant for coaches who manage online courses. So if that is a niche, you have to do what? Focus on it. A digital marketer versus a Facebook ad expert for e-commerce skincare brand. So if you're a digital marketer, you can actually take that alongside with what? Facebook, running a Facebook advert, expert for e-commerce skincare, etc. Okay. Now, the question is, what is your current title? What can we identify you with? Okay, irrespective of the fact that you are actually looking for money. Most time people become money conscious than becoming what? A skilled or expertise conscious. So your expertise or your passion should be what? Focusing on the niche, getting expertise, solving a problem, and meeting a client's pain points. Now, in our digital skill community, we teach our students how they can actually meet what? Meet a client pain point. So if you've not gone to the stage where you meet a client pain point, you are still a starter or you're still confused on the niche or which right niche you are to go to. All right. Why niching down works? Niching down works because it builds trust. People pay specialists more. So if you're a specialist in the lead generation field, people will pay you more. It's easier to market. You can speak directly to one group or to people instead of trying to please everyone. Less competition. So instead of you being among one or 10,000, like one among 10,000, you can become what? One among 100. Higher earnings. Specialists charge premium services. They charge premium fees. So if you come to Data Skill Hub, our training fee currently is 20,000 naira, and we cannot go below that. So specialists charge for what? Premium services, irrespective of their competitor. They know what they can do and what they are, known for. Example, a content writer might charge $50,000, $5,000, or $50,000 per article, while a SaaS-based study writer can charge what? $1,000 per article. This is a matter of what? Speciality. How to find your niche. Without wasting much time, let us look at how you can find your niche. Most people do not even understand the word niche, so they get confused. Now, how do you find your niche? Your skills and passion. What do you enjoy to do well? Myself, I'm a customer support because as they're watching me, you can see perfectly that I flow well in that field. So what do you enjoy doing most? What is your passion? What market are you? Who is willing to pay you? The problem you solve, what problem are you solving? So people want their problem solved. So what problem are you actually solving as a freelancer? Now let us look at positioning statement. Instead of just being confused or running up and down, you can say, I can help busy entrepreneurs save 10 plus hours weekly by managing their emails, their files, their calendar, and their schedule as a virtual assistant. Remember, during the week, we celebrated a student of ours that landed a 400,000 paid internship. I think it's not internship. What do they call it? Probational job. Okay. Now she actually offered herself as what? As a virtual assistant intern, offering free services to build expertise. And when the job came, it was easy for her to get what? To get a job offer. Now, let me bring to you a lot of our students that were once struggling, from one place to the other, juggling one niche or the other because they were desperately looking for work or desperately looking for money, yet the money wasn't forthcoming because you must first identify a problem to solve before thinking of what? Making money. Blessing recently got an offer. I just talked about that, and she was actually assisting, doing freelance virtual assistant for myself and every other person around her. And then when the job came, it was easy to get. Benga, Samuel, and every other of our community students that landed offers were once juggling between one job or the other, one niche or the other. And then when they now made up their mind to go into lead generation and SEO specialists, they were doing well, they got offers, and they become good in their field of studies. Now, what is my take home for you? I challenge you within the next 7 days to define your niche statement. Now, niche statement means you're going to state out exactly what you're going to help a client solve, all right? Whether it is a client as an individual or a client as an organization or a company. You need to do what? You need to look out for defining your niche statement. Remind them, do not be afraid of losing clients. So remind clients of what you can do. So narrow down what you can do, and you actually do what? Attract the good ones. Now, most people feel if I narrow down my niche, I might lose a client. The truth is, you won't lose any clients, but rather you attract what? Good clients. All right. So remind your clients that you can solve their problems, and then you attract better clients. Now, are you there and it is the first time joining our channel? I'm inviting you to register for a Digital Skill Cohort 10 session commencing in September, specifically September 13. Register, learn, and be a part of a viable community that helps you, train you, and also monitor your growth level until you land your first gig. My name is Engineer Mercy Bastiason. Thank you for subscribing and liking. See you next week Sunday, and I'm so glad to have you in our channel. Share to your friends for wider reach, and if you have any question, please do well to drop your question in the comments, and we will also do what I send to you. Thank you, and see you next week Sunday. Bye-bye.